Login boxes on the web have looked like this for a long time. Browsers have tried to help us by adding features like password autofill. However, operating systems have a much more user-friendly account chooser, whether it is Windows, Mac, Chrome OS, or others. We want to bring that account chooser experience to the web. Some websites like Quora and Hotmail already use this type of approach. But we also want to leverage the idea of OpenID and identity providers like Facebook, Google, Yahoo, and others that eliminate the need for creating new passwords. We are going to demo an account chooser working on two websites, including a version we have deployed internally at Google for evaluation. Let's say Sarah is a Yahoo Mail user, and she goes to a website that she has not used before, but that website has deployed an account chooser. She notices the standard sign-in action and clicks it. When she does, she has a few options, but she notices the Yahoo Mail button and clicks it. She will then be asked by Yahoo to confirm she wants to sign into this site and share some information. With just a second click, she is then logged into the site, and that is all she has to do. Now, let's say she visits a different website, an online photo sharing web service. Again, she notices a standard sign-in action and clicks it. Again, she notices the standard Yahoo Mail button and clicks it, and is also asked by Yahoo to confirm that she wants to sign into this site. With that second click, she is then logged into the site. That is again all she has to do. Interestingly though, this photo service is run by Google. Sarah actually already had a Google account that she used for other services like YouTube, but for the last few years, she had been used to logging in with a password. Without even having to think about it, she just upgraded her existing account to use OpenID and will no longer need to type a password on Google. Other websites can use the same technique by deploying their own account chooser. Let's say that Sarah needs to go back to the first site later. She will again click the sign in action, but now she sees an entry for her account. She clicks it and is automatically signed in. If Sarah goes to the photo sharing service, she will similarly see an entry for the account she used before. She will click it and be automatically signed in. Now, let's say Sarah goes to a different computer, which we'll show by switching to a different browser. Generally, the first thing she will do is log into her email. But let's say Sarah wants to log back into that first website that we showed. So she'll visit it, click the sign in button, click Yahoo again, and she will be automatically logged into the site. If she goes to that photo sharing service, again, clicks the sign in action button and clicks the Yahoo button to log into the site. Notice in these cases she didn't see an entry ahead of time for her account because she had never used that machine before. But if she does sign out and then needs to return, she would see that entry. Now, let's switch back to the first browser for a moment. Notice the experience is designed to be very consistent across multiple websites and multiple browsers. Website operators may want to help end users recognize that their website supports this type of simple login sign-up flow. Over time, the goal is for these users to notice this keyhole icon next to the different sign-in buttons. That is designed as a universal indicator that can optionally be included by websites that support this type of flow. It is worth noting, though, that when a user goes to add an account, the website gets to control what identity providers are listed on the page for adding an account. For example, the website might include popular social networks. In fact, websites may even show a different list based on the IP geolocation of the user. For example, in Brazil, it might include a button for the popular Orkut.com social network. If a user does not see their identity provider listed, they can still type their email address. If that address can use an identity provider, then the user will be redirected to it. However, the user might type an email address that does not have an identity provider. The flow in that case is the same on both these websites we are showing, so we will just demo it on this site. For example, the user Frank might type his email address that is not OpenID enabled, and he has been logging into this site with a password for years. So once he types it and hits return, he's asked for his password, which he'll submit, and he's logged in. Now, a different user, let's say Tom, might come to the site, and he has actually never used it before, and his email address is not OpenID enabled. So when he submits it, the site shows him one of those traditional annoying forms where you have to type a whole lot of information. Now, normally after submitting one of those forms, the site would also make the user find an email verification message that probably ended up in his spam folder, but we'll skip that painful part. Now, if Tom did need to sign in again on this machine, he'd simply click Sign In, click his entry, and type the password he had created. Notice that this machine now has multiple account entries for the site. For example, maybe Frank, Tom, and Sarah are a family and share a machine. One other benefit of the account chooser is that it helps them switch between these accounts. So if Sarah sits down at the computer, she can just click the button, and instead of choosing Sign Out, she can choose Switch Account, just click her entry, and her account would then immediately become active. They could similarly switch accounts the same way on Google's site with the Account Chooser or any other site that deploys it. If you want to learn more about the Account Chooser, do a web search for the Google Identity Toolkit, and you can read more information about this approach, as well as information about tools that can help a website deploy it. Over the summer of 2011, we will be working with the identity community to finalize this approach so that websites can begin to deploy it. Thank you.